So first of all, just take you through a quick introduction. My name is Shannon, Field Sales and Training Manager, but if you do want to follow me on Twitter, you are able to do so, and that is on the screen there, so we can keep up to date with all of our training programs that we have in place for 2014. So saying this presentation is designed just to take you through and teach you a little bit more about Princess Cruises and making sure that you know everything you need to know to maximise on the opportunity on the back of Royal Princess. But first and foremost, I did want to highlight to you the importance of you, our travel agent partners. So we do have some really ambitious growth targets for Princess Cruises in the UK. And collectively, you, our travel agent partners, deliver £150 million in revenue for us. So we have really listened to a lot of your feedback, and we've put into place a dedicated UK sales team. That is a very, very exciting time for Princess Cruises, giving you the opportunity to work more closely with us as a brand and making sure that we can get our messages directly to you as quickly as possible through our dedicated sales team. Now, I'm sure you're all aware that we have simplified and enhanced our commission structure. So for 2014 departures, you will be earning a 10% commission, which I'm sure there's a lot of whooping and a lot of excited faces out there pleased with our enhanced and simplified commission structure. Now, also in place for 2013 departures, we do also have bonus commission up for grabs on our late departures as well. So you can earn up to £50 bonus commission per booking for 2013 departures. So there really has never been a better time to support Princess Cruises, and the earnings have really never been better for doing so. So we believe that the rewards are there to reward you for supporting our fantastic brand. Now, as I did say, we have been listening to your feedback. So prior to launching our dedicated team, we spent a lot of time visiting you, our agent partners, to really listen as to what you felt like what we did well for Princess Cruises and what you felt that we could do better. So that's the reason why we have introduced a Princess regional sales team. So we do have 5 regional sales managers on the road dedicated to visiting you and providing you with the education and knowledge that you need to be able to sell the brand. We have also introduced regional ship visits for this year as well, and I have to be careful when I pronounce that. It is ship with a P. So regional ship visit program in place throughout the UK. So no matter where you are based in the UK, you have an opportunity to visit our ships. So we have ship visits in Dartmouth, Milford Haven, as far north as Glasgow, Edinburgh, Belfast, and not to mention obviously Southampton and Dover. So wherever you are in the UK, we're giving you an opportunity to visit the ships. We have also had a ship visit in Liverpool, which sold out in record time. So if you do want to visit our ship in a local port to yourselves, then please do make sure that you log on to CompleteCruiseSolution.com and just have a quick look at the ship visits on there and get yourself booked on. You will be treated to a 3-course lunch and a wine on board as well, so it is worth coming along and experiencing the brand for yourself. Now, moving on to Flight Select as well, I'm sure I'm hearing a few groans when I mention Flight Select. Now, you'd be very pleased to know that we've listened to your feedback again when it comes to Flight Select, and we've made some enhancements, and there will be some further enhancements to Flight Select in the coming weeks and months. So you'll be pleased to know that we are offering package fares for 2014. So on many of our key destinations, such as Europe and some of our key worldwide destinations, we have introduced some package fares. So now it gives you the opportunity to be able to promote the flight and the transfers as well as the cruise price. So we've taken on board the feedback that the cruise-only prices don't work for everybody. So hence why we've got the package fares there brought back for 2014. As I did say, with Flight Select, we are going to be making some enhancements, which we'll come on to, and we'll actually be hosting another webinar on that in the future. But we're going to be introducing some new enhancements which will make your life a hell of a lot easier. And we'll have something called Default Air, so the system will automatically package the flight together for you in our new enhancements. So, as I said, there'll be a lot more to come on that, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for a future webinar to learn a little bit more about the enhancements for Flight Select. But I hope this demonstrates to you that we are really listening to the feedback that you are giving us and really trying to move that forward as quickly as possible to try and make your lives easier. And ultimately, our ethos at Princess Cruises is that we want to be easy to do business with. So that's ultimately what we're designing everything around and making sure we're putting you at the center of everything we do. Now, it's been an incredible week for Princess Cruises. I'm sure you've seen all the media footage. You would have to be living under a rock to not know that we named Royal Princess in Southampton last week by Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cambridge. So it's an absolute honour to be there and witness such a fantastic spectacle. And we've already seen some great stories coming through about the coverage that we're receiving and the increase in inquiries for Princess Cruises and the cruise industry as a whole. So it was great to have a really positive news story out there for the cruise industry as I'm sure you will agree. Now, we have received some spectacular coverage. Now, I've just highlighted on the screen to you just some of the UK coverage that we received, but this was actually went worldwide, and we were trending on as the biggest trending topic on Twitter during the time. It's gone on live news programs such as their equivalent of Daybreak over in Australia. It's been talked about in the US. It's been talked about in South America. So this really did make headlines around the world. So that's fantastic for you guys to really jump on the back of, and we've done everything we can to get in the press and raise the awareness of Princess Cruises, and we're driving those customers into your stores and in calls into your call centres. Now all we're asking is for you guys to be able to convert those for us. So it really is over to you guys now. We feel like we've done everything we can to drive the people to your calls and into the call centre and to your stores. So we're doing everything we can to drive them there, and we just hope that you guys can convert them for us. So moving on from that, as I said, there's never been a better time to promote and sell Princess Cruises. So perhaps if it's not a brand that you've really sold or really got behind before, I really think now is the time to do so, to make sure you are capitalising on the increased media coverage and interest in the brand. And of course, it is a fantastic brand in itself. So let's just take you through what makes Princess Cruises so special. So Princess Cruises, we do have some signature features on board, but one of the main messages behind Princess is the fact that we do offer a consistent Princess experience. So no matter what ship you choose in the fleet, you will have the consistent experience and see the similar features across the entire fleet. So whether you are travelling on Royal Princess, our newest member of our fleet, or you're travelling on Crown Princess, Ruby, Emerald, and so on, you will find these features on board. And we're going to delve into these features a little bit more on this webinar, because these are some of our key selling points for our brand. So, of course, Movies Under the Stars, the Piazza, our Lotus Bar and Sanctuary, our fantastic speciality restaurants of the Crown Grill and Sabatini's. They don't just offer a dining experience, they offer a full experience of the senses when you're dining in those restaurants. And, of course, the warm and welcoming service that Princess Cruises is known for. Now, one of the things that we're really proud of is when we've had travel agents visiting us on board Royal Princess, and we've had thousands and thousands of passengers visiting Royal Princess, the number one thing that people keep coming back to us about is it's not just about the fantastic ship and the fantastic facilities, but it's about that genuine, warm, welcoming service that you receive on Princess Cruises. And that's what's really made the experience of people when they've visited our ships or when they're traveling with us. It's that warm, welcome experience that really does set Princess Cruises apart. Now, further into the webinar, we'll talk about being the destination expert. So if there's an ocean, pretty much Princess Cruises can take you there. Now, we're just moving on to the dining experience on board Princess Cruises. And I've put on there, it tastes like heaven, because it really genuinely does at Princess Cruises. It really tastes like heaven when you are on board and traveling with us. The reason for that is every soup, every pasta, every sauce, everything that we have on board is made fresh from scratch by our executive chefs on board. So we don't actually buy anything in to serve on board. We don't buy anything in frozen, and we don't defrost it and sell it on. Everything that can be made on board is made on board. So we make actually a little interesting fact for you. We do make 9,000 bread rolls a day on board a ship the size of Crown Princess sailing from the UK. So 9,000 bread rolls made fresh from scratch to be able to serve to our passengers on board. Now, we do offer the options of the casual or formal dining on board. So if passengers did want to be able to do what they want when they want and be able to perhaps just dine in a more relaxed environment, then we do offer that on board, such as our speciality restaurants or moving into our Horizon Court buffet options. But we also do have the formal dining, as you would expect, so that's silver service waiter restaurants, as you would expect. Now, Princess Cruises did really pioneer the anytime dining on board. So we do offer the fixed time dining, so we do offer that first or second sitting traditional cruise dining, but we do also offer that anytime dining choice. So you can turn up to the restaurant as you would to a standard restaurant at home. You can turn up to the restaurant at any time that suits you and be seated with who you'd like, or if you just wanted a table for two, you can request a table for two as well. One of the key highlights for us is our pizza on top deck. You can see there on the middle picture, one of our chefs whipping up a freshly baked pizza on top deck. Now, these pizza slices are phenomenal. They are about the size of a laptop, and that is just one of our pizza slices. So it's great to be able to squeeze that in between your lunch and your afternoon tea for a bit of an afternoon snack. So you certainly won't go hungry on Princess Cruises. Now, in our informal buffet restaurant, which is the Horizon course, which is found across all of our fleet, now you can also enjoy not only the fantastic informal buffet dining options, but we also do offer the tea and coffee complimentary in there as well as the water. But one additional feature we offer in the buffet restaurant is our freshly squeezed lemon juice lemonade on board, which is fantastic value because it's complimentary on board. Passengers can help themselves to that throughout the entire voyage, and it's literally a few steps away from the sun lounger by the pool. So if you do have passengers that are a little bit more price conscious and they want to make sure they're getting the money to go a lot further, then potentially they don't even have to buy any sodas or any soft drinks on board at all. They can help themselves to the complimentary lemonade that's on board. Now, as I did mention earlier, we do have Crown Grill and Sabatini's, which are our speciality dining restaurants. Now, it's safe to say, and it's absolutely no exaggeration, that these are two of the best dining restaurants I've ever dined in my entire life. And I've been lucky enough to dine around the world, that these restaurants are absolutely phenomenal. So if you've got passengers that do like steak and seafood, then direct them to the Crown Grill. Our waiters come out and present to them. They have a huge variety of steak choices. They can choose the steaks, which steaks they like. They will explain to them which parts of the cut of meat it is, and explain to them what sauces or what sides will enhance the flavouring of those steaks. We also serve them with a variety of salts which are designed to enhance the meat flavour of the steaks. It's absolutely phenomenal. So if anybody wants to experience a genuine steak restaurant, then send them to the Crown Grill. Now, the Sabatini's is one of our other speciality restaurants, and this is our Italian speciality restaurant. And in here, you'll find all of the pastas are made from scratch. You can actually witness our chefs making the pasta literally a few feet from your table, and you can witness the pasta being made and served to you within a matter of minutes. So the pasta in there is the freshest pasta you will ever experience at sea. And as I say, that goes across the entire restaurant on board. Every soup, every pasta, all items that can be made on board are made from scratch. And I always give this example. So if you imagine that we have spaghetti bolognese on the menu, for example, we don't have jars and jars of Dolmio sauces down into the crew area. Everything is made from scratch, so all of the sauces will be made from scratch. They don't come out of any jars, so they all taste absolutely sublime. So the dining is to die for on board. Moving on to Movies Under the Stars, which is a key feature for us on board. Now, we should never sell this as just an outdoor movie screen, because obviously many cruise lines have outdoor cinema screens now. We were the pioneers of it, and it has been copied across many cruise lines across the industry. But Movies Under the Stars, it's not just about the screen, it's about how we enhance that as an overall experience. So when you're selling Princess Cruises, you should be selling Movies Under the Stars as an experience in itself. So if you can imagine you sat there relaxing on your specially designed lounger, and we have one of our waiters that come around and serve you with freshly popped popcorn that you can smell wafting across the deck, which is popped in front of your very eyes and served to you, a nice warm bag of popcorn. And the key thing is it is complimentary for you. It's absolutely free of charge for the free popcorn. Now, unlike many cruise lines, we do leave our jacuzzis open, so if you did just want to relax in the jacuzzi and watch a movie, the choice is absolutely yours with Princess. It's entirely up to you what you want to do and when you want to do it. So that added feature of being able to enjoy a movie with the complimentary popcorn, and we do also offer complimentary hot chocolate and the blankets as well. So if it is a chilly evening, if you're sailing in Alaska, for example, you can still enjoy the Movies Under the Stars experience, and with a hot chocolate, which is complimentary, and the blankets, enjoying your freshly popped popcorn. And that really does sell the experience. It is an experience in itself, an experience for the whole senses. It's not just about watching a movie under the stars. Now, in the daytime, we do utilize this screen as well for all kinds of game shows, for different activities. I'm very into catchphrase, quite sad to admit, but I love catchphrase, and we do also have catchphrases games played on there throughout the day. So if you have sunbathing, you want to keep your mind ticking over, you can sit there and watch these game shows on there throughout the daytime as well. So it is not just used in the nighttime for Movies Under the Stars. We do use it, as I say, throughout the day as well. Now, the sanctuary is available across our fleet as well. This is our adult-only area. Now, we have enhanced this quite dramatically on Royal Princess, but it's still available across the rest of our fleet. And it is an adult-only area. So if anybody wants to really genuinely escape completely, this is the area that they should head to really relax and unwind. Now, we do offer the choice of deluxe, double, or single lounges. So you've got any honeymooners there, want to hold hands, sit and relax on the lounges together, they can do. And we have our Serenity stewards on hand, and they really are there to take care of every single whim that you have while you are in the sanctuary. So they are there to mist you down with rose-scented mist water to keep you cool if it's a hot day. They will serve you with the refreshing drinks and the healthy snacks. So we have the fruit skewers in there. We have all these fresh fruit smoothies in there as well. So it's all there designed about relaxation. Now, we only take a limited number of passengers into the sanctuary to keep it, obviously, into that serene environment. And we do have a ratio of 2 Serenity stewards sorry, 2 passengers to 1 Serenity steward. So the ratio there for staff service is fantastic. Now we do also offer passengers the opportunity to utilise one of our MP3 players, so they can borrow one of our iPods, which is loaded with all of the latest playlists on there. So if they haven't brought their own, they can borrow ours and relax. And we do also have an opportunity for them to hire private cabanas on Royal Princess, which we'll come on to when we look at Royal Princess's new features. Now, when we're talking about the Piazza really is very much the heart of the ship. So we don't talk about an atrium with Princess Cruises. We always talk about this as a Piazza. So you can see there the picture on the bottom left-hand side is a good view of what the Piazza looks like. Now, I said we don't refer to this as an atrium because it's much more than just an atrium of the ship. Now, it does span several decks, as you can see there, and it is really inspired by the street atmospheres of Italy. So we do kind of try and bring that Italian experience. If you imagine you're sat on a side street in Rome or in Venice, for example, watching the world go by and enjoying a coffee. Now, we do have something in there called the International Cafe, which is 24-hour dining. Now, as you can see there, that's the middle picture on the screen, which is demonstrating the International Cafe to you. So imagine you are walking through a street in Rome or Venice, and you see these little patisseries with all these delicious cakes behind the glass that look too good to eat, let alone too expensive to buy. These are all complimentary servings for you in the International Cafe. So you can see the cakes, the paninis, the breakfast rolls, the yogurts, all freshly made on board. All the pastries are made fresh on board. Everything that's in the International Cafe is absolutely free of charge. So if passengers did want to just sit back, relax, grab a coffee, grab the ship newspaper, have a look through the Princess Patta to find out what's going on board, enjoy a cake or a panini, a light lunch, they can head to the International Cafe. Now, we do also have something in the Piazza called the Vines Wine Bar. Now, the Vines Wine Bar is exactly what it says on the tin. It's a fantastic wine bar serving a huge variety of wines and all of the drinks you can imagine as well. So if passengers want soft drinks, cocktails, etc., they can help themselves to that at the wine bar. Now, when you are purchasing a drink in our Vines Bar, you do also have the opportunity to enjoy complimentary sushi and tapas, which is fantastic. So you'll notice that with Princess, a lot of things that we're doing, it's all about adding the added benefits that are complementary added benefits. So we're not trying to charge people extra for these added services on board. In the Piazza, it is an entertainment venue in itself as well, so we do offer street-style entertainment in there. So this would be the kind of entertainment that you perhaps might see in Covent Garden in London, or perhaps on the Ramblas in Barcelona. So I've seen things in the Piazza such as acrobatic shows. I also witnessed a 15-minute BMX stunt show in the Piazza, believe it or not. So it is an entertainment venue in itself, and they do take place throughout the day, and they will be highlighted in the Princess Patta, the ship newspaper. So you can sit there in the Piazza with a bite to eat from the International Cafe, or a glass of wine and sushi and tapas from the Vines Wine Bar, and witness these different shows that go on throughout the day right into the evening. So it is a fantastic venue on board, and it is absolutely more than just an atrium. Now, I did mention earlier that Princess Cruises is absolutely a destination leader. So we do offer 300 ports plus around the world. So if there's an ocean, we can absolutely take you there. So we do offer Alaska, which we are the #1 cruise line operating in Alaska. So if you do have any customers inquiring for Alaska, then Princess Cruises should really be your first port of call. We do offer Asia, India, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, New England. For 2014, we're operating a year-round Caribbean program. We're very much dedicated to Europe. We have 7 ships sailing in Europe, including for next year our new ship, Regal Princess, which is a sister ship of Royal Princess. And of course, Royal Princess that was named just last month will also be sailing in Europe for 2014. We offer Hawaii, Tahiti, South Pacific, Mexico, Panama Canal. We're the only cruise line to have 2 specially designed ships for the Panama Canal. These are Island and Coral Princess. These are what we call Panamax ships. They're designed to the maximum width for the Panama Canal. And on those ships, you have up to 80% balcony staterooms as well. So giving the passengers an opportunity to really take in the views of the Panama Canal and making their balconies really, really affordable pricing options for them as well. So again, if you've got anybody looking for a Panama Canal, then make sure Princess Cruises is your first port of call. Then also we do offer voyages into South America. So as you can see, we are a worldwide cruise line. So when the ships do leave from the UK for the winter months, you should start be thinking about where can we sell these passengers to. With passengers getting more and more adventurous and looking to want to explore further and further afield. Now, we do have some exciting destination developments for 2014. So in 2014, Sapphire Princess will be based in Singapore for several months. We will have Diamond and Sun Princess based in Japan from April till October. And then I'm sure you'll be pleased to hear that we are returning to the Rockies. So if I had £1 for every time I was asked if we were going to bring back the Rockies, I think I could have retired by now. So great to see that we've, again, really listened to your feedback, and we've brought back the Rockies on a 13-night cruise tour, which does originate in Calgary. So just delving into a little bit more detail for our Asia itinerary. So we will be offering a 4-month season of anything from 3 nights to 11-day itineraries from Singapore. We do offer 15 unique itineraries on 25 departures, and these are absolutely stunning sailings, and this is where you'll find me on my holiday next year without a doubt, because you can visit countries such as Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia and Malaysia. And you can see there from the itinerary that I've given you as an example on the right hand side, we do also include overnight stays in ports such as Hong Kong. So these are cities that you simply just can't see in a day. So we are giving you an overnight stay in that port of call. And what better way to explore Asia than in the comfort of Princess Cruises? Because if you've got passengers that really want to explore this area of the world but they're a little bit apprehensive, they can get off the ship, they can explore these unique and wonderful destinations, but know they're going to return to the comfort and the safety of a Princess Cruises ship at the end of each day. So there's no better way, I think, to see Asia. And as I say, this is certainly where I'll be booking my holiday for 2014. Now, Japan is becoming ever so popular within the UK market, so for that reason we do have our iconic Japan deployment for 2014, where we will be basing our 2 Japanese-built ships, Diamond and Sun Princess, will actually be sailing around Japan. Now, we have got an extended deployment sailing from April through to October, and we have 3 Japanese home ports of Tokyo, Kobe and Otaru, which I understand is the correct pronunciation, but clearly I'm not very good with my Japanese. So 3 home ports there, Tokyo, Kobe and Otaru, operating 9 unique itineraries and 42 departures. And you can visit destinations such as South Korea, Taiwan, Russia, and 20 ports in Japan. Now, I'm sure you're aware how expensive Japan can be to travel as an independent traveller, to go make your way from city to city. It can be very, very costly. Luckily for us, the most important cities and the most interesting ports of call are all on the coast. So it's great for a Princess ship to be able to sail around Japan and really make the most of the experience for passengers. And again, what a better way to see it than be able to come back to your Princess Cruises ship at the end of each day and relax in the comfort of a Princess Cruises ship. Now, I'm sure there are a few whoops when I mentioned that we were bringing back the Rockies for 2014. As I say, this is absolutely backed by popular demand. So you can see there in the top picture, it does demonstrate to you the journey that you would take from Calgary down to Vancouver, where you will then hop on one of our 7-night Alaskan Inside Passage voyages. So collectively, it's a 13-night cruise tour, which does originate in Calgary, and we will be offering package fares on this as well, including the flight. So we expect this to be selling very, very popular. Now, you do travel between Jasper and Vancouver on the world famous Rocky Mountaineer, which is the famous dome train, and you've got an opportunity to be able to upgrade to the Gold Leaf service on the Rocky Mountaineer as well. Now, these Rocky tours do also include stays at the famous Fairmont hotels, and that does include a stay at the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel as well. So if you've got passengers that really want to experience the best of both worlds, the Rockies and Alaska, then this should be your first point of call to have a look at the Princess Cruises new Rockies program. Now, a lot of customers are under misunderstanding that the Rockies and Alaska are the same thing. They're not. They're 2 completely different things. So it's best to combine the both. So if you've got passengers that are looking to head to Alaska and they haven't probably considered the Rockies, then it's definitely worth getting them to experience that while they're over in that neck of the woods, because it would be an opportunity missed if they don't see that for themselves. Now, moving a little bit closer to home, of course, we do always have our no-fly cruising options from Southampton and Dover. So for next year, we do have our ships Emerald Princess and Ruby Princess sailing from Southampton, but we do also have our baby ship Ocean Princess sailing out of Dover. Now, we are operating our fly cruises as well, so we've got a real firm commitment into the European market with departures from Barcelona, Venice, Rome and Copenhagen. And as I mentioned, we do have smaller ships sailing from Dover and in the FlyMed as well. So no matter what your customers are looking for, if they're looking for a small ship like Ocean Princess, right up to our largest ships in the fleet, such as Royal and Regal, then we do have the opportunities for the customers to experience these. Now, as I said, we are fully dedicated to the European market, so we are bringing back Royal Princess, and Regal Princess will also be sailing in the European market for 2014. So again, the halo effect from the naming of Royal Princess this year. We have another ship being named called Regal Princess next year. These two brand new ships will be sailing in Europe, dedicated, so get some fantastic opportunities for the UK market to be able to sell into these. Royal Princess will be operating our northern itineraries, so she'll be operating our Baltic itineraries based from Copenhagen, and then, as I say, the ship sailing out of Southampton, we will have Emerald and Ruby Princess. And on our Fly Mediterranean packages, we will also be offering the package fares, including the flights as well. Now, one of the things to really highlight about Princess Cruises is the fact that we do continue to offer port-rich itineraries. So these itineraries are packed with as many ports of call as possible. So on a 12-night itinerary, for example, on our FlyMed program, your passengers will visit 10 ports of call. So we're not a cruise line that gets passengers on board and then head out to sea and keep them as a captured audience. For Princess, it's as much about where we're going as about how we get there. So if you've got passengers that really want to maximise their holiday experience, then Princess, again, should be one of your first cruise lines to look at for those port-rich itineraries. Now, I have mentioned that we will be returning to the Caribbean for a year-round program in 2014. So again, feedback from you, our agent partners, was that customers are still wanting to travel to the Caribbean on Caribbean cruises throughout the summer months. So we're going to be basing Caribbean Princess year-round program in the Caribbean in 2014. Now, we will offer a variety of cruise options. If your passengers did just want a short break, one of our 3-, 4- or 5-night cruises, if perhaps they're heading over to Disneyland or Disney World and they're experiencing Universal Studios, but they want a bit of relaxation time, then you can maybe look at adding on a Princess Cruises sailing. Now, we do offer this southern, eastern, western itineraries, but the majority of our Princess Cruises itineraries from the Caribbean will visit Princess Cays in the Bahamas, which is our very own private island. Now, we do also offer fantastic Panama cruising sailings as well, which offer the 2-day experience. All you have to do for that is just look out for that logo on the screen, the 2-day canal experience, and keep your eye out for that in the brochure, because that will denote to you whether it is a full transit of the Panama Canal. Now, briefly, as I mentioned, we do have the smaller ships in our fleet, not to forget Ocean Princess sailing out of Dover. So this is a completely different offering for Princess Cruises. So when I did mention to you that we do have the Movies Under Stars, etc. across the fleet, the only exception to that is the Pacific Princess and Ocean Princess, because these are our smaller ships. Now, these offer 680 passengers, which are mainly adult-only guests. So whilst they're not adult-only ships, we do normally find that it's just adults that really enjoy Ocean and Pacific Princess. It is much more of a classic decor on board, and she does offer more intimate venues. So due to the size of the vessels, we don't have large theatres on board these vessels. We do offer more of intimate experiences on board. And these ships, of course, get to visit ports of call that the larger ships simply cannot get to. Now, these ships are a bit more traditional than our other ships, as I mentioned, as you can see there from the picture of the atrium on board these ships. We have first or second sitting, so it is like the traditional dining on board, but there are 70% staterooms. So for those passengers, there's 70% balcony staterooms. For those passengers that want to really experience the views of the wonderful ports of call these smaller ships can get into, then absolutely recommend them to experience one of our balcony staterooms. So it's a great option for those passengers that are looking for a little bit different and want to go some more unusual itineraries and perhaps want that more club feel on board. So these might be passengers that are aspiring to travel under luxury brands of Seabourn, etc., that perhaps the budget can't stretch that far. They can certainly to travel on ourselves a premium mainstream cruise line. They can experience Princess Cruises on Ocean Princess or Pacific Princess. Now, I'm sure you've all seen in the media about Royal Princess that was launched in 2000. It's launched just last week, even. I'm going to say launched in 2013, but literally just last week, Royal Princess was launched. Now, Royal Princess only has balcony or inside staterooms. She doesn't have outside staterooms, so every single cabin that's on the outside of the ship will benefit from a balcony. We do have our Sea Walk, which is 128 feet high above sea level, our expanded piazza, our water fountains on top deck, our largest ever Movies Under Stars, and our expanded sanctuary. So the Royal Princess is very much an evolution rather than a revolution. So she's taken every single feature that I've talked about this morning so far and enhanced that further onto a larger vessel. So let's just take a look at some of the pictures here that were taken in Southampton. Would you believe it? We actually had some blue sky in Southampton the days these pictures were taken. So on the left-hand side, you can see the magnificent sea walk, which is a glass-panelled walkway. You can walk out over the sea walk, over the ocean. And on the other side of the ship, we have the Sea View Bar, which also has a glass-panelled walkway for you to be able to walk over and witness fantastic views. And these views are similar to what the captain would see from the bridge, so it's a fantastic experience on board. And as you can see there, the piazza has been extended again, so the piazza is 50% larger than our current fleet. And it was only a matter of days ago that Her Royal Highness was stood right there in the middle of the piazza. And I believe, to quote her, she said the piazza is absolutely stunning. And I'm sure you can appreciate she's seen a few palaces in her time. So for her to say it's stunning, then it's high praise indeed. But it's absolutely a stunning venue. It's got the real wow factor. As soon as you step on board the ship, it's got that absolute wow factor, and you know you are with Princess Cruises. I'd say we do have the sanctuary on board Royal Princess, which has been extended even further, so it can be found across the rest of the fleet, but we've enhanced it even further with our private cabanas, as you can see there on the bottom right-hand side. You can hire these private cabanas, and in the picture there on the top right-hand side, you can see further larger cabanas with private TV screens. You can draw the curtains and watch a movie. You've got your Serenity stewards on hand that can arrange al fresco massages for you as well. So again, enhancing that experience to be able to escape completely. We do also have our water and light show. So we have our water fountains at sea, which have proved very, very popular indeed. So we do have our dancers that come out and do a show with the fountains as well. It's a great experience. Make sure you encourage your customers to go up there and see the different shows that the fountains do offer. Now, the fountain shows do change throughout the voyage. So we have shows called such as New York, New York. We have a James Bond style show up there as well. We have a Latin America show. So it's really worth encouraging your passengers to witness those shows for themselves. Now, just to highlight quickly for you some of the Princess difference offerings that we have on board. So we believe at Princess Cruises, it's really the little touches that really do add up to the Princess difference. And when those little touches are free, then all the better. So when you come back, imagine you're coming back to a Princess Cruises ship from spending a day at sea, a day on shore rather. You're coming back and coming back onto the ship, you'll be greeted with a chilled face cloth to freshen up before joining the ship. You'll also find that we do have misting stewards on the pool side. So if it's a really hot day, they'll be there ready to mist you down and make sure you're not getting too hot on board. We do also have our refreshing lemonade, as I mentioned, free of charge in our Horizon Court. We do offer complimentary hot chocolate on our Alaska sailings, our waffle stations, so you can enjoy a freshly made Belgian waffle made from scratch in front of you with some fresh fruit or perhaps my favourite, the chocolate ice cream topping, and warm cookies and milk. So we have our stewards that walk around the deck serving with freshly cooked cookies straight from the oven with some chilled milk as well. So all complimentary, as well as our freshly made soft serve ice cream as well. All of these things are complimentary and really do add up to the Princess difference. Now, we have introduced some new Princess tools for you to utilize. Now, we have introduced a Princess Weekly, which is a weekly newsletter that is sent out to you on a Wednesday or a Thursday. Now, if you haven't been joined up for that, you can use the chat function or the question function on your screen and pop on there, just say, Shane, I want to be signed up, and I'll make sure you get signed up for that. So that is your first port of call to learn everything about Princess Cruises that's happening in the week, and also be the first to hear about our fantastic offers that we have available. Now, we do also have our groups and sale weeks as well. Now, we will be running another webinar on that in a couple of weeks' time. So if you've not heard enough of my dulcet tones, you're more than welcome to join me in a couple of weeks' time for our groups and sale weeks to make sure you are utilising those and making the most of them. And of course, our award-winning training academy, the Princess Academy, which has incidentally been nominated for the TTG Award for Best Training Academy again for this year, which we won that award last year, so fingers crossed we'll be able to grab that for this year as well. Now, just to finish off with a couple of points for our current campaign opportunities. So we have a current campaign called the Caribbean Calypso, which is offering 10-night sailings in the Caribbean at £629 cruise only. Now, we do have often offer the opportunity for your passengers to make some fantastic savings on their flights when you're booking them through Flight Select as well. So you can save up to £600 per couple on their flight, as well as team that together with a fantastic savings and the opportunity to upgrade to a balcony from £99. There really has never been a better time to promote the Caribbean. So have a little look, have a little play around with Flight Select. I found a flight on there for as little as £250 with that saving. So I could put together a 14-night sailing with flights under £1,000 per person. So have a little look and at the flight price that you can find there, because there's some fantastic opportunities. Now, you should have hopefully all received a copy of our Mediterranean Scandinavian brochure, but keep your eyes peeled over the next few weeks because you will shortly be receiving our new Caribbean and Hawaii brochure. So you'll be pleased to know that we have brought back a Caribbean brochure as well. So again, based on the feedback that we've received from yourselves, we've decided to bring back a Caribbean brochure. So we've now got the 3 brochures, Mediterranean, Caribbean, Hawaii, and our worldwide choices as well. Now, as I did mention at the beginning of the call, I'm conscious that I'm running over time, so I'm going to wrap it up quite quickly. But just to let you know that we do have our Princess Cruises dedicated team on hand to help you to promote and sell Princess Cruises. So if you just want to make a note of their contact telephone number and their email address on the screen in front of you, no matter where you are in the UK, we do have somebody on hand to support you. There's a wonderful picture there about the whole of the Princess Cruises UK sales team. And believe it or not, the guy on the right-hand side, that's Johnny Pease. We haven't stretched the picture. He is really that tall. So you certainly can't miss Johnny when he's out and about. You'll spot him coming into your stores if you are based in the southeast. And there's a handsome chap there right in the middle. That, of course, is me. So finally, why choose Princess Cruises? So we do offer the consistent onboard experience. No matter which ship you choose with Princess Cruises, you can be sure that your customers will have a fantastic experience. All of our dining choices are made fresh from scratch. We have a variety of ship choices, the option to do as much or as little as they like, and the series of little touches that I mentioned that really do add up to the Princess difference, and the widest choice of itineraries. So wherever in the world the customers want to travel, Princess Cruises will be able to take them there if there is an ocean. And we believe that Princess Cruises is really the only way to escape completely. So thank you ever so much for joining us today. This webinar will be recorded and it will be saved and loaded onto ccs.com. So for any of your colleagues that weren't lucky enough to join us today, please direct them to that location. And if you want to be signed up to our Princess Weekly, which I'm sure you do, just pop me a little message using your chat screen. I will be around for the next 20 minutes or so to answer any questions that you may have using the chat function. But again, thank you very much on behalf of myself and the whole of the Princess UK sales team. We have big ambitions for the UK, and you guys are really at the centre of that, and we can't do it without you. So thank you ever so much for your support, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you in the near future. Thanks again. Feel free to ask any questions using the chat function, and I will see you all very, very soon. Thank you.